Hello everyone, I'm Cody.
And I'm Liz.
Welcome to Unit 3, Paris Slows Down. So I don't know if any of you have ever been to Paris or driven in Paris. Maybe you've taken a taxi, a bus, but you may not have noticed the speed limit. But Paris is undergoing a change where they're going to change the speed limit to 30 kilometers per hour. Now, even by Seoul measure, that's pretty slow. And now, you know, elderly drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, they might be amazed and happy and elated at this news because it's supposed to make it much safer and reduce pollution and the noise. And now, elderly.
Elderly.
Pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
The mayor did say that the Boulevard Périphérique, which I hope I'm saying that correctly, or the Boulevard Peripheral, the major highway that circles Paris, it will have a higher speed, they say reduce congestion. Congestion.
Congestion.
But the main purpose of this is to make the city streets slower and safer for all pedestrians, to make it more of a walker-friendly city. That's the goal of Paris. So I want to ask you some questions more about driving and speed limits.
Yes.
Both coming from America, different states.
Mm-hmm.
What was the maximum speed limit in your city?
I grew up in a very small town, kind of a suburb of a larger city, and ours fastest speed limit inside the town was probably about 45 miles per hour, which is about 70 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
So not very fast.
Suburb.
Suburb.
Not at all.
How about you?
So Texas and my city, I grew up in like the major area of the city, even though suburbs are feeling like part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Fastest speed in the city was 60.
Okay.
On the highways, on the roads, it's 45.
Okay.
Now the highways around the city and in the states, well, they can go up to 80 miles per hour, which is like practically 120-ish to 130 kilometers. I don't know the math.
Fast for Korea.
Very fast. Now, that's not even legal here.
Right.
I've seen people go that fast, but that's not legal.
It's not legal.
No. But in maybe your home state or just in your experience, how often do you think people get annoyed when people drive slowly?
In general, I think that people definitely get annoyed when people drive slowly on the highway.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the small towns, people do tend to drive a little bit slower because there's wider roads and, kids and people running around. But on the highway, people definitely get annoyed when you're driving slow.
Right.
And I get annoyed when people are walking slow. So driving slow, I also have a problem.
Yeah, I gotta get to the subway, let's go. Right. In Texas, it's bad. Honking all the time on the highways. And we have very big highways, fast speeds, but it always feels congested.
Okay.
So people do slow down. And we always said when it rained in Texas, it was like as if people didn't know how to drive. Merging on highways, getting over lanes, people slow down way too much.
Okay.
That was frustrating. And I tried not to get annoyed. I've driven in Seoul a few times, and traffic here is intense.
It is.
Now, compared to some smaller cities I've been to, like you said, the pace of life, things are slower, less annoyance, things are more chill. So I imagine it was that way maybe in your area. A little
very chill.
Calmer, yeah.
Very chill.
But not in Texas, you gotta go fast. And now the language focus. For the first one, instead of. So for my example, last year I injured my knee, so instead of running, I decided to swim.
Okay, the second point, not everybody enjoys living in the city.
And that's it for the preview section, and we'll see you on the review.